So I'm out here today just going on a little hike, trying to get a couple of miles back in here. But the main purpose of my hike out here today is I'm going to do a entry into a pass around giveaway contest for a Strider knife. So I've got the knife. My objective is to build a split wood fire with this knife. But initial impressions, this is one pretty beefy knife. It looks like the spine thickness is about 3/16 or so, and the lockup is super solid. There's no play in this blade at all. I like the finger choil. Feels like I can get a good purchase on it to do any whittling. For a folder, this is pretty heavy duty. I think I found a good specimen here for me to do some work on with this Strider knife. So I'm going to grip the knife back towards the base so I can get some chops with it. Yeah, it's getting good bites on the cuts. Until I get a pretty good notch cut in this log, and then I'm going to pull a section out of it. It's chopping decent. It doesn't have a super amazing edge on it, but it's tight as heck, and I don't feel any doubt hacking on it like this. I don't have any doubt in my mind that it's going to hold up or anything. So I've got the knife driven into that log right there, and what I'm going to do is attempt to drive the knife down that log to my next notch, removing a nice little section. Now I'm just going to baton off some small slivers. Alright, so I got my chunks cut out of that log, and now I'm going to gather some sagebrush bark tinder. So again, the Strider comes out. See, that's what I'm looking for. This is one of my favorite tinder sources out here in the high desert. Alright, so I've got all the materials that I gathered with the knife. These are the outside sections off of that root wad. These I was able to just kind of poke the point in and pry off there by hand. Then I've got my sagebrush bark tinder, got a baton that was broken off the tree on this end, and then I sectioned it by chopping with the Strider knife here. So here I go. I'm going to start processing down some of this wood. First, I'm going to start with the hard stuff. Let's see if I can baton through these knots on this piece of wood. Nice. Yeah, this juniper wood is tough to deal with. And that sliced right through a couple of knots on there. Excellent. Super hard chunks of desert juniper too. Once I have these really thin pieces like this, then I can just drive the tip in and break off little slivers. Let's try making some really fine little shavings. Now look at that. After all that work, this will still cut those little tiny fine shavings. Alright, at this point I have all my wood processed down. I was able to do everything with the knife. So far I've got a couple of Well, actually not a couple, just one kind of hot spot on my hand, but I've been using that knife for almost an hour now, and so it's surprisingly more comfortable than I thought. My smallest kindling here. I've got my next size bigger here, and then I've got one more size there, and then on up to my fuel. So next I'm going to process down the sagebrush bark tinder and then lay out the actual lay. I just like to roll this sagebrush in my hand like this until I get these nice thin fibers. What I like to do is I like to lay some kind of a little elevated piece of wood here, place my tinder right up against the base of it, lay some fine kindling around there. So there's the fire lay, all the processed wood, and then there is the after picture of the knife. Really doesn't look too much worse for the wear. So final thoughts here. I'm really happy with the way the knife performed. I didn't get too many hot spots on my hand. I really put it through a lot of work, and it doesn't seem to have affected it at all. There's not even any marks on the edge, no chipping on the blade or anything. So this is the first folding knife that I've ever had in my hands that I felt fairly confident would actually hold up to the kind of use I might need to put it through out in the field as a primary knife. So awesome knife. I really appreciate getting to be a part of the pass around. I had a great time making this little fire lay. It was fun ringing out a new piece of gear, and I look forward to seeing everybody else's entries, and had a great time. Thanks, Tom. This kind of stuff is awesome, and I will get this thing out in the mail, sent back to the next guy next week.